So you're sitting down, you're ready to put your ideas on paper and finally start writing that book that you've been meaning to write. Do the words just flow from start to finish, all 200 plus pages? Of course not. And they don't for anybody, no matter how great an author they are, and no matter what they've told you, no, they don't. Instead, you've got to develop a book strategy. We strategize most things in our businesses, right? The overarching business plan, the messaging, the marketing, the content. So why wouldn't we strategize a book, which can work like a 24/7 marketing and sales tool? Your book needs that strategy before the writing process even begins. To help you get started with this, I've included my free one-page book planner down below. Just click the link and access your free copy, and then keep watching this video. All right, so even if you've already started writing your book, even if you're like almost done with the first draft or you think your manuscript is finished, I really want you to listen to this because it's gonna help make your book better. Strategizing a book from start to finish is the work that needs to happen before the work of writing. And it's just as important as the writing process. And sometimes it can take longer than the writing process itself. So how do you do it? What the heck is a book strategy, right? So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna start with who is your target audience. And you've probably heard this a million times if you're in business. You've probably done your avatar, you know your ideal audience. That's great, but I want you to think about it for the book because I don't want you to have more than one demographic. I don't want you to have too many people in mind as you're writing the book because it really helps to write to that reader and to that particular reader's level of understanding when you think about them all the time. You want them to be in the front of your mind with every sentence that you write. Is this reader going to understand what I'm saying? Is this reader going to be inspired by this? Are they going to be educated by it? Are they going to want to come and know, like, and trust me? Are they going to want to come and purchase my services or my products? Keeping that reader at the front of your mind, they are the most important part of this entire book writing process, the reader. I don't care what you want to say in your book. I care about what the reader needs to hear to make the goal of the book happen. So let's talk about that. That's the next piece of this strategy, is figuring out what is the goal for the book, for you, for the business owner. The whole reason that you're writing a book is to share your message, increase your influence, claim your credibility, and get your message out into the world. So you need to have a concrete goal for this particular book. It's going to serve the reader, but it also needs to serve you. Otherwise, why would you write it? So, what does that mean? That means that you need to define what you want the reader to do when they're done with the book. Do you want them to go to your website to download some resources? Do you want them to hire you to speak? Do you want them to go and donate to a nonprofit cause? Do you want them to go off and save the world somehow? Whatever it is, it doesn't even have to have anything to do with your business. Maybe you're just trying to get people to be aware of a certain disease that you've overcome, or to be aware of a water shortage somewhere in the world. Whatever it is that you're trying to do with your book, make sure you have an action that you want that reader to take when they're done reading. Otherwise, what's going to happen? You can write the best book in the world and they're going to go, oh, that's great. I'm so inspired. I'm so educated and I'm done reading. What's the next book? So you don't want that to happen to you. You want to make sure that you know what the goal is and you know that you're not getting off track. This is going to keep you from running off into the weeds, from oversharing, from overwriting, from spending way longer than you need to actually do the writing. When you know the audience and you know what you want them to do at the end of the book that benefits your business, you're going to be able to write faster and write more clearly. So the third piece of this strategy is knowing what the reader should be able to do when they're done reading the book. There's one thing to say, I know what the goal is for them, like what I want them to do in relation to my business, but what do I want them to be able to do when they're done reading the book for themselves? What is the promise of the book? What's the big offer that you're making as far as like teaching them something? Maybe it's learning how to build a motorcycle. Maybe it's learning how to do your own taxes. Maybe it's learning how to sell your own house. Maybe it's learning how to lose weight or trek across the world. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that that is very, very clear so that you're not pulling all of the extraneous information that you know because you're an expert and you have this massive volume of information. You don't want to overwhelm them. You only want to give them what they need to know and what they're wondering about and what they need to take the next step. So whatever your promise is in this book, whatever the purpose is for them to pick it up in the first place, make sure you know that ahead of time. Those are the 3 strategy upgrades that are going to change your book. They're going to change your whole experience writing the book, and they're going to change your results for your business. Make sure you know who your target audience is. Make sure you know exactly what you want them to do when they're done reading the book with regard to your business, and make sure you know what the purpose is for the reader. What is it that they're going to be able to do when they're done reading the book? Are they going to be able to lose weight or sell their house or whatever? The final little bonus tip that I'm going to give you is to make sure that when you are doing this strategy that you start creating an outline that is extremely detailed. You want to make sure that you have your bullet points, great. Like you want to have big topics, big broad topics. And then you want to make sure that you fill in under those topics so that you have lots and lots and lots of concrete planning done so that you know exactly where you're going. And so that you can pick out and write different sections if you don't feel like writing from the beginning to the end. There's plenty of people who have no desire to start with page 1 and write all the way to the end. Because when you do it that way, it's really easy to get stuck and sidetracked and frustrated with one section and you're like, God, but I have to write this section. No, you don't. You can go anywhere you want in your outline if it's detailed enough. If you know what you're going to say in each section of the book, you can decide, chapter 3 is just a hot mess. I'm going to go to chapter 7 and start writing there. And you're fine because you're able to move and juggle and copy and paste and move things around later on in the editing stage and the second drafts and the third drafts. So that's your strategy upgrades. Make sure that you have those in place. Even if you've already started writing, go back and figure those things out because it's going to change your whole experience with your book, both you writing it and your reader reading it. You've got to know that without a proper strategy, you're setting yourself up for a whole lot of struggle. The strategy helps you organize your thoughts, connect ideas, work through the desired flow, and it helps you stay on track. So if you're ready to get serious about your book, go ahead and download my free resource, the One-Page Book Planner, and start making your strategy right now.